Hi, Gates. Welcome back to the penalty box. You should feel good because you're not in it, but you could certainly come to Florissant and enjoy the Valley of the Flowers event going on all weekend long. Starting now, there'll be a car show. There will be a circus. There are food vendors. There's all kinds of vendors here in the ice rink that are selling all kinds of things, many of which perfect for Mother's Day. Not a coincidence. That's only a week off, Julie.
Absolutely. Oh, you think it's not marked on my calendar?
I'm sure it is.
R and R. That's all I put on the Mother's Day block on my calendar. Babaloo is also going to be here. He's a lot of fun for the kids, music and fun there. The Bubble Bus is going to be here. All this stuff that I feel like we know and love, and we get to all hang out and be a part of this event.
The Bubble Bus? Have you ever seen the Bubble Bus?
Yeah, I have.
Have you really?
Yes, I have seen the Bubble Bus.
I too, actually.
Yeah,
it's some
really
great
cute
pictures with the kids playing in the bubbles.
Yeah.
Another story for another time. All right, so you heard the mayor talking a little while ago, actually during the commercial break, where we have him live in the penalty box. Last time we talked, he was the chief of police. Now he's the mayor. Next year when we're back, he's going to be the Florissant queen. And we have other. Who knows what Tim Lowry's going to be up to. Mr. Mayor, it's going to take me a while to get used to saying that. Welcome to the program.
I appreciate it. It's going to take me a while to get used to people calling me that, too. I still like being chief.
And you brought your wife with you.
I did.
Your boss. Same thing.
Right, exactly. I'm generally in the penalty box with her, too. So.
And you are the chair of the entire event?
Yes.
That's a lot of work.
It's a little bit of work. It takes us the entire year to get it all planned out.
I would imagine so many different things going on.
Yes.
I would think one of you would not want to be dealing with Florissant event issues right now, but it's probably all that's going on at the breakfast table at home right now.
Yes.
Pretty much, yeah. Of course, we didn't see the breakfast table this morning. We both got up about 6 o'clock this morning, and we've been both going since then. So
yes.
we didn't get that opportunity.
You wanted to be mayor. Could be worse. Could be county executive. So,
I think we have an opening.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh.
A lot of stuff to get into 3 days, and Florissant has such a rich history and such a sense of community of the people that live here, and so many people that grow up here, maybe leave, go to college, whatever, but they come back and they raise their families here as well. So this is something that not only is just a lot of fun, but people come here as adults and remember coming here as a small child, too. So that's a real special memory to be made again this weekend.
Oh, absolutely. I was born and raised here in the city of Florissant, so I've seen probably 54 of these Valley Flowers festivals now, and it really is. It's neat because, like I said, the people that don't necessarily live here now, they all come back. We have great reunions, and just an opportunity, especially on Sunday at the parade. I mean, so many people just come into the town to get together, kind of to get back old times and things like that. It's great.
And Pop was the mayor. You never really had a choice. You were not getting out of here.
He was, he spent 20 years as the police chief and then 10 years as the mayor. And then, of course, he retired 8 years ago.
He hasn't talked to me since I roasted him at Yak's that one night.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
That was it. That was the end of that for us.
Oh, boy. So, Laurie, it's got to be an interesting switch and probably a sigh of relief for your husband not to be the police chief anymore, and now he's the mayor. Does that give you some peace at night?
Well, it does and it doesn't because our son's also a police officer. So
got to pay her parking tickets now. That's
no, her son can help her out.
Oh, there's that.
Yeah, he works for Creve Coeur, so it's a little different. But and as well, it's talking to people this week, and they're so used to Tim being the chief and that, and people are coming up and talking to me, and they're like, "Oh, I called you the wrong thing." I'm like, "It's all good."
Right. Well, you did a great job, and I remember last year pulling up and thinking, "Wow, I mean, this is one thing on paper; it's another thing to see it." Yes. And for people to experience this. And obviously, you don't have to live in Florissant to experience all the family fun.
Right. We have a lot of vendors as well that are here from out of state.
Okay.
That come in. And kind of that same thing. They have that connection. Someone who lives here, contacted them and they want to be part of the event. So it's really nice.
So this is a little inside baseball. But in putting this together, and no one knows better than you and your assistant here,
the mayor.
What was the hardest thing to pull off for the festival? as far as logistics, what's
circus maybe?
the hardest part of this?
Actually, I think the hardest part is where we're at right now.
The penalty box?
Is getting the penalty box set for you guys.
The buffet is fabulous.
And then all the vendors in that, because it takes us a couple of days to get everything mapped out and marked up and make sure everybody has the electricity that they've asked for. And, there's enough room for everybody to walk around safely. And the gardeners have enough room for everybody to get their flowers and that out. This is our biggest time that we work on and get everything coordinated.
And talk about the food. What kind of food do you serve here?
Oh my goodness! This year we have 17 great vendors, and so we have someone that's got barbecue. We have funnel cakes. We have kettle corn. We have chili billies. We have.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. What is that?
Chili billies is, I think they've got like 60 or 70 different flavors of shaved ice. So they're right here on the outside of the rink here.
Love that.
Popcorn, kettle corn, your
Carney was
Oreos
sniffing out the
and
barbecue. Oh, like the fried Oreos.
Fried Oreos, fried Twinkies. We have fresh homemade lemonade. Caldi's is here with coffee this year. So we got quite a spread for everybody.
Really nice.
Right next to the Rolaids stand.
Exactly.
What does this mean to Florissant financially? Is this a big fundraiser to play into the budget throughout the year, or is this really just a give back to the community event?
It gives back to the community. We actually, this event actually costs the city money. But of course, you keep it in mind, though, a lot of the organizations are making money. The Knights of Columbus are making money. All of these vendors are making money.
We're making a ton of cash just sitting here.
Right,
you wouldn't believe it. We've got a tip jar out.
How about that?
But it really is, for us, it's just about the community. It's bringing the community together. It's so important to us. And for our organizations that can make money. So it's nothing, there's no financial benefit to the city.
I want to make sure we lay out some of the logistic stuff, because there's the car show, there's the circus going on all weekend, of course the craft fair that's right in front of us under the ice rink shed. So is there enough parking for people? Is there ample, or is it one of these you should park somewhere else and shuttle over? What's the plan on the logistics?
We've not really had a problem with parking. There's pretty much parking besides the lot that's behind us. There's a lot on the back side of the Eagan Center, plus there's the whole shoulder all the way down Parker for people to get here, because tomorrow we'll have the ponies, the petting zoo, the bounce house, as well as all the activities that are going on here.
Oh, and the puppet show, too.
Puppet show.
A lot of fun for
and
kids.
And the first responders will be here tomorrow as well. So they also can use the parking across the street.
And I keep getting a text from a former Mayor Schneider who wants to know when they're going to change the name from Eagan to Schneider for the entire center. Is that coming soon?
Mayor Schneider is actually going to have a part of the golf course is going to be named after him.
Is he? Good for him.
So the roadway leading into the golf course, because that's what he really loved, was the golf course. And I believe the putting green is going to be named after him also. So
hard to believe that the wet bar wasn't named after Jim Eagan, but that's only my personal history with the man.
So on Sunday at 4 o'clock, it will be the Valley of the Flowers, a queen crowning, and there are a lot of girls that work all year long for this.
Yes, we've got 19 candidates that are supported by members of the community, different business owners in that, and they're all 17. They're currently juniors, and they're vying for the queen and the candidate position. So there'll be a queen and 4 members of her court that are going to be crowned.
I don't want to brag, but I was a runner-up last year.
Yeah, I wouldn't brag about that.
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
I would nominate Julie, but all she needs is another tiara. It's hard enough.
Yes,
Where can people go online to get showtimes for the circus and whatever, so they can plan their weekend accordingly?
Everything is on our website, www.florissantvalleyofflowers.com. Everything is listed. It has all the information you need. It has all the times for the games, for the rides. It has the cost in that for the tickets at the Knights grounds, has the circus information. Everything you need to know is on their website.
Boss lady, Laurie Lowery, and she brings along her assistant, Mayor Tim. Congratulations on the new mayoral position, and the city's in great hands with both of you. Enjoy the weekend, and thank you so much for having us back.
We appreciate you being here.
Yes,
thank you guys
It's a
so much.
pleasure. Good
Thank
to see you
you.
guys. Enjoy. I know there's a lot to do. Thanks,
it's a
guys.
great event. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Did I speak out of school, Julie? Did you want another tiara? Was that my...
I don't have any tiaras,
Should
but I'll
I-
play along. Yes, I don't want another tiara.
I don't have any tiaras,
Okay,
yes. And I haven't had any meals. Come on.
Okay.
Come on. You got some Tupperware?
I got a Tupperware catalog. I haven't made my choices yet, but don't you worry.
You got some food over there, too,
Yeah, I did.
which I notice you're not sharing.
I got
So,
some grapes and some cheese and strawberries.
Somebody call the cops? Is that what's going on here?
Yes, they did.
You just have a cop look. I don't know what else you would do for a living.
Welcome.
Chief
you.
Fagan with us, the Florissant police chief. We talked to the former police chief, who then became mayor. So is that how it works? Are you going to be the mayor next?
No, I'm perfectly satisfied being the police chief.
It's a lot of work, though.
Yeah, it is a lot of work. It is a lot of work, but it's an opportunity I was really happy to be given, and I'm really looking forward to what's ahead.
And busy, too, because it brings a lot of people to the neighborhood who aren't normally here. So you've got a lot more, not just a lot more folks, but you're putting on a bigger show, and a lot of people are seeing Florissant for the first time, maybe. Also, so do we up security in a situation like that, or are you spread thinner because there are so many different activities going on this weekend?
No, this is an event that's been held for so many years in the city of Florissant. We're really prepared for it. So we have a tremendous amount of people that are there and available from the police department for a security perspective, but it's really a great way for the city to showcase who we are and what it is that we do. So we look forward to this event every year, and we always are fully staffed, and the city's in good hands as far as security goes.
There was a period of time because of the geography and with Ferguson being in the news and all the unrest, and it was on the national news, that people just assumed, well, Florissant's right there too. We can't go to North County. It took a while, I would imagine, to shake that off. I think I ask that now because I think we are on the other side of it, looking back at it. But talk about how difficult that has been.
You know, it really is. North County in general, we like to say, gets a bad rap from time to time.
Yeah.
North County is a wonderful place to live. It's a wonderful place to eat, to shop. And you're right, after the situation in 2014, a lot of people had a negative view of North County. But we've worked hard in the city of Florissant, as have many other communities, to change that viewpoint. And things really are moving in the right direction. There's people that are moving back into Florissant that have moved away. And we're just seeing a lot of positive growth and a lot of positive things happening in the community. So we really are excited about where things are and where they're headed.
And it's great for families, and I think especially kids, to see the police officers sort of roaming around here and getting to actually shake their hand and meet them and getting to know them as the heroes that you all are.
I think it is true. I think we really do a lot of community outreach, and we try our best to get involved with the community from the police perspective as much as we can. Certainly we're in all the schools, but you know, we have the famous Eddie, our dog that is always out in the community and visiting
saw him.
different areas.
Oh my gosh! Are you allowed to pet that dog, or
The famous Eddie, as opposed to the infamous Eddie, who's trying to pass himself
Eddie,
off.
You can
pull his ear. You can.
And he's a big German Shepherd, right?
He is, but he's a fantastic dog. You know, it's interesting how that whole thing came about.
Okay,
the original.
I don't mean to interrupt. I'm sorry. I don't know who the famous Eddie is.
Eddie was sitting right in front of us for the past hour and a half. You didn't notice?
Are we talking a mascot or a real
It's
dog?
a real
or?
dog, a gigantic German Shepherd.
Well, why would you say
notice
pull
that?
his ear, Chief?
I
Don't-
know.
This is not your typical dog. This is our community service dog, and so Eddie is a dog that we use. He goes into the schools and visits with the kids. He comes to community events like this. He goes to nursing homes. Eddie has been everywhere. He has his own Facebook page.
I
we like to
love
say
Eddie.
he's the most popular member of the Florissant Police Department far and away. And so he's really a way that we use to make contact with the community and to really bridge some goodwill. And I mean, he's been fantastic for us. Not to mention the fact that the officers love him. He's really been a morale booster in the department. He runs the hallways and goes and does wherever it is that he wants to do. So he's great, but we try to get our officers involved in every community event we can. We want them out meeting people so that the first time they meet our police officers isn't in a negative situation. And I think we do a pretty good job with that. So we're going to continue to work hard in the community policing aspect of that to make sure that we're still out in the community.
I'm sorry, I didn't want to interrupt, but I just really felt out of the cold. Like,
We
who's Eddie? What?
We need to bring Eddie in so you can meet him.
Yes.
Eddie's something else. He poses for pictures. He
I'm
wears
gonna get some
costumes.
pictures
He
of
does
Eddie.
everything
Yeah.
you can think of.
For sure.
So is there a backup Eddie? Like if Eddie doesn't feel like going out one day or he's got to go get shots?
Like Fredbird?
What
Like,
do you-
is
There's
there a
only
back-
one Eddie. There's only one Eddie. We can't have another one of him. And nope, he's the one and only. If he's down, he's taking a nap and he's just off the reservation.
How old is he?
I think we've had Eddie now. He's a little over 2 years old.
Check
Oh.
his driver's license.
Yeah,
No, that's
exactly.
good because you know what that means. That means he's only 14. So Eddie has a long life ahead of him.
Yeah, we got Eddie as a puppy. Eddie was actually donated to us by by a woman named Sherry Opich, whose husband was a former K-9 officer with the St. Louis County Police Department, and she bought Eddie with the intention on him at some point being a regular patrol dog. And then once he came into the building as a puppy, he quickly became more of a mascot than anything.
A friend, a companion, all that.
We've changed gears with him, and he's a great community service dog, and he does a lot, and really creates a lot of goodwill for the agency.
Was there someone before Eddie? Like 10 years ago, you had Steve the Dachshund.
I think Eddie's an original. I
don't
Yeah.
know. I'm sure that would be a ferocious thing to see in the back of a police car.
You know,
A dachshund up on two legs hanging out the window.
could be a drug dachshund out there somewhere.
Sure.
It could be. The only thing Eddie sniffs out is treats.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all he sniffs out. Eddie's always looking for somebody to pet him and somebody to give him some food.
So
You know,
that's good,
welcome to
Carney.
my world.
Yeah,
so
right.
when Eddie retires, make sure I can get a resume in time.
Absolutely.
Oh, gosh.
Favorite part of your job and the hardest part of your job of being the police chief?
Well, it's very new for me. I've only had the job for actually a little over a week and a day.
Can we pet you and pull on your ear?
You can do anything you need to. At this point, my head's spinning a little bit. So, no, I mean, I truly enjoy this profession. I've been doing it for a really long time. I really love the aspect of interacting with the community and the police officers. You know, we have a lot of great men and women that work for us. And so I really enjoy that portion of the job. I mean, the most difficult part of the job is those events that happen that no one wants to see. You know,
Right.
the terrible things that occur that we sometimes have to deal with. And you worry about that from the community perspective and also from the victims of the crime perspective. So there's a lot of tough spots in this job, but events like this, events like the Valley of the Flowers, it make the job really worth doing.
And feeling like a much safer place. Congratulations on the new gig. I think you made a great choice
Thank you very much. I
as
appreciate it.
chief. And we'll talk to you when you're mayor.
Yeah.
That's
That's
the way,
the next step.
that's the way it goes.
We're staying where we're at, I think. We're staying where we're at. Thank you so much, though. I appreciate it.
And I want to meet Eddie before it's all said and
Eddie
done.
will be here before too long. I'll
I
make sure of
need
it.
Eddie was here. Now Eddie's gone, but I need
How
to
do
get a
I
pic.
miss such things? Chief Fagan, thank you so much for the time. Enjoy the weekend.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Valley of Flowers, that's what brings us to Florence, and it should be
To
what
Florence,
brings...
or to Florissant.
What?
You said Florence.
I said Florissant.
Okay.
Eddie Heel.
Eddie. No, I'm Julie.
Sorry, he was on my leg. I was distracted. Not the chief. I'm talking about Eddie. This is the theater manager of Florissant Civic Center Theater. Congratulations. We talked about this last year.
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
Yes.
You've held the job down for a while.
Yeah,
You're
this
still
is my
here.
third year, and this is my 11th Valley of Flowers, and
Wow.
I've been with the city since 2007.
So you know what? After you were here last time, I believe one of your handlers or somebody else from the organization said, "I give him 6 months."
Uh-oh.
So congratulations. I'm
Yeah,
glad-
you
I don't
proved
think
them
they're
wrong.
here anymore.
No, that's good. Sean had them fired. Don't mess with him.
yeah.
Now you run the theater, but with the Valley of Flowers, this whole area is turned into a theater, including a giant tent that has a circus, also not in the theater. But does all of this fall under your umbrella because it's live
I
entertainment?
take care of all the entertainment part of it. The Children's Celebration of Performing Arts is what we call it, and it's all shows that are free for the children. We've got the Zope Italian Family Circus out here, and they sit with us all week. They do free shows for elementary schools in the area leading up to the Valley of Flowers, and then we open to the public today at 4 p.m., and they'll have shows tonight at 7 o'clock, and starting again at 11 a.m. tomorrow, and they'll do 3 more shows tomorrow, and then we'll start tearing that big top back down again.
You're not going to get. You mean you're going to sound like you're going to be out there with a sledgehammer?
I actually do get out there and help.
Get
No.
your hands
Yes, I
dirty.
absolutely do.
I would help you, but I'm. When is it, Sunday? Yeah, I got a thing.
I understand. I'm going to try to work out one of those myself.
I
John's got to wash his hair on Sunday.
I got a thing.
Uh,
Otherwise,
So
nobody.
Chef Bananas is coming. I know kids love that. I remember my kids loved Babalu when they were in He's still doing his thing.
Yeah, those are both local guys too. You know, he's a chef and he's Bananas, and Babalu. It's just music and fun. You know, when he takes the stage and sings silly songs that the kids get really into. And we'll also have on our stage in the theater this weekend, tomorrow night, we'll have the Northwinds Concert Band presenting their annual spring concert as they do, which is they have the Ducky Demere Scholarship Program, and all the funds for tomorrow night's show go to promoting arts within the community for high school kids who are wanting to pursue education in the arts, and that's what the Ducky Demir scholarship program is, and that's Northwinds tomorrow night at 7:30.
How ambitious is the schedule in the theater?
We stay busy all the time. We have a very small staff, and we're a rental space, but we also promote professional shows. The Florissant Fine Arts Council will have a show on Memorial Day at 2 p.m., and it's the St. Louis Theater Musicians Orchestra, and those are musicians from the Pit, from the Fox, and the Muni that will be playing live on stage for a change, with two vocalists. Some of you might be familiar with Charles Glenn, who sings the national anthem.
Now,
for
I
the
think he
Blues.
just retired.
No.
He'll be singing
He
on
did,
our
he did.
stage.
He retired from doing that. But yeah, he's something. Yeah, I like Charles a lot.
And
Yeah, he's great.
Patricia Scanlon will be the female vocalist. She's a leading soprano for the St. Louis Symphony Chorus.
Yeah.
And they'll be singing show tunes and Broadway shows, but since it's Memorial Day, we're going to mix in a little bit of patriotic themes also.
And how fun for them to come out of the pit. I mean, I don't know if you know Bob Ceccarini, who
Absolutely.
trumpet player forever down in the
Yes.
pit, and largely unattractive. I mean, I love the man dearly, but you can see
Sean
why
Carney.
he's a musician. But let's put him down in that area where nobody
He was
can
with the
see
River
him.
City Ramblers also.
Exactly. So I'm not saying all these people are unattractive, but it's nice to be
Yes,
able
you are.
to perform in front of folks when you're used to doing it, but nobody has seen you do it
Yeah,
before.
you're hiding down there in the pit, you know. You got to put those people someplace, you know.
Do you know Bob Ceccarini?
I know that name.
Well, you meet him sometime, you'll say.
I think I have
You're
met him
right,
at some
he's
point in my life.
largely
Wonderful musician.
unattractive. All right, so are you a theater guy? Have we seen you in some shows? Is that your
I haven't
background?
been in the show since 2005 when I was in Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. I was one of the brothers down in the regional production down in Tennessee for a regional theater down there.
That's pretty easy.
Yeah.
Room down in the pit.
You know, I was a carpenter, electrician starting up, and then a stage manager, a touring road manager. And I actually toured 2 floors in Civic Center Theater multiple times before getting a job here. And my parents were from St. Louis. They moved back here when I was in college.
Right.
They left me in Alabama. And
During lunch.
Yes,
Be right
you know.
back, son.
yeah, I was down at Auburn University, and they said, let's go back home to St. Louis. And once I got a chance to come back here, and it'd be nice to see them more than once a year. And now I became the tech director, then the assistant manager, and now I'm the theater manager.
Theater manager, and you're still pulling up stakes at a circus tent. So,
And you know what? I
Yeah.
enjoy that kind of stuff.
Never
too.
get away
It's
from it.
good. It's good to get your hands dirty.
will this circus run past Sunday, or is this only tied to
No,
the
it's,
festival?
it's just tomorrow at 11, I believe 2 and 5
Right.
tomorrow. And then they'll be packing up Saturday night and Sunday, and then they'll be on to their next location.
It's a great circus.
It
really
is. And you went last year, Carney, with your boys.
And I've been a fan of Giovanni's for a very, very long time. And he was like 20th generation. Like it's, in the 1400s, his family were doing backflips for change in the
Oh my
streets.
gosh.
I mean, it's crazy.
And
But
where
they-
can people go to get? Do they have to buy tickets?
Nope,
This
it is
all
absolutely free. We just
Okay.
encourage everyone to show up probably about a half hour early, just to ensure that you get a seat. It's a 500-seat house there, and
And there's no bad seat.
not a bad seat. Every seat is within 20 feet of the stage.
Well, just tell Carney that they do cost money. It'll make him feel better. Just
Oh, the
if you're
the
going to
city,
give him something free.
the city pays them well enough for them not to charge tickets.
Okay.
Only one making money on this deal is Eddie the dog.
Right.
Yes.
He's got his own Facebook page, which Julie's mentioned 11 times. Sean, how do we keep up on the schedule? What's going on with you guys?
You can always call our box office at area code 314-921-5678, or you can check us out online at www.florissantmo.com. There's a theater section. Lists everything we do, from Valley of Flowers to Music Under the Stars to St. Louis Family Theater, Fine Arts Council, or any of the wonderful community theater groups that we have here. Hawthorne Players, Alpha Players, Next Generation Theater. There's always something going on.
Your parents never should have ditched you.
Oh,
all
no.
those years
Yeah.
ago. You showed them, buddy.
Oh, well, my dad was a theater man himself, so I had to follow in the footsteps.
Well, thank you. Good to see you, Sean. Enjoy
Thank
the
you.
Valley Flowers
Thank you so
Festival. And again, I would help you take the tent down, but a back thing.
I understand.
All
I
right.
might have one of those too come Sunday.
Kind of acting up. He is the Grand Knight of the Knights of Columbus, and I don't know about you, but I'm incredibly impressed because I've never met one before. Paul Manganelli.
Manganelli. Yep.
And so I would think you would have like a fez on or a bandolier or something.
Yeah, they don't give me a funny hat.
Isn't there an outfit?
Well, I do get a medal.
That's it?
Yeah, that's it. A medal.
That's it.
I can't even mask my disappointment right now.
I get.
And they don't even let me keep it. I have to go store it in the closet.
The Shriners get a red sports coat or something.
No, that's the Cardinals Hall of Fame.
That too.
Yeah.
Knights of Columbus, largely a philanthropic organization that goes back hundreds of years, doesn't it?
Back to the 1800s. It was founded by Father Michael J. McGivney.
Now, is there a quiz, like when you're up for, like, Graham Water Buffalo, where you have to know the history of the Knights of Columbus?
Yeah, no, there isn't. I'm glad because we probably wouldn't have any Grand Knights after
Is there
that.
a handshake? Is there, like, a secret
one that you could tell us?
handshake?
I'd have to kill you, though.
Well, you don't, why don't you show Julie, and then we'll both kill Willie?
Okay. He doesn't seem
don't wanna
bothered by
play.
that. Yeah.
What does it entail, number one, to be a Knights of Columbus, number two, to be the Grand Poobah?
Well,
That's from Happy Days. That's not really what it is, right? The
no,
Grand
it is.
Poobah.
It's not the Grand Poobah, but I use that a lot because when I say Grand Night, they're like, huh?
Huh? Okay, the Grand Poobah.
Yeah.
It was a pretty good afternoon as well, Paul.
Yeah. But the Knights of Columbus is a Catholic men's organization, so you have to be Catholic.
Okay.
There's several levels of membership. And as far as being a Grand Night, you just got to be involved and, miss a meeting or something, and they say, hey, you want to be Grand Night?
So
No.
what do you guys do? I know you do a lot of fundraising efforts, and
Yes.
you used to do the Tootsie Roll thing on the
Yes.
corners. Does that still happen?
Yes, we do the Tootsie Roll drives for the first weekend in October that we collect for children with intellectual disabilities.
Right.
The money goes to Cardinal Glennon. We support the Special Olympics. And then there's several other, charities that we, support along the way, with our other activities. We do several events. Obviously, we have the rides portion of the Valley of Flowers. Along with we're barbecuing over there.
Right.
We have the best barbecue inside the grounds over there. We have several members that are barbecuing that have competed professionally.
Right. How many chapters are in the metropolitan area?
Oh, that's a good question. It's probably almost as many Catholic churches. We
It's
have
like every hamlet
every
has
parish?
its own.
Yeah.
pretty much
Right.
every parish has their own. Our council, we have 4 parishes: St. Ferdinand, St. Rose Philippine de Chen, Sacred Heart, and St. Sabina.
Right.
Those 4 parishes are in our council.
Now, do you all work together though on bigger projects?
Yes,
Or?
yes. We rent from the Duchenne Home Association of Florissant, and that's where we meet. That's where we have our events. We do food trucks 4 times a year, and there we support the teen food pantry. We have a food drive for them. If anybody, we collect tips at the bar. And we donate that money over to the teen food pantry.
Is there an off period? Like I know, like with charities that are involved with United Way, there's a blackout period where they cannot be raising funds because United Way focuses on that. But do you guys, as an organization, Knights of Columbus, are you doing fundraising all throughout the year?
Pretty much, yes. All throughout the year we have events, fish fries, like I said, the food truck nights. We have a whiskey and cigar night. We have, obviously, like everybody else, we have a golf tournament. There's several different fundraisers throughout the year. So many. You ask if we take any time off. Pretty much after the end of this weekend to the second weekend in June.
So this is a busy weekend for you guys, for
yes.
sure, right?
Oh yes, it's
All right.
all hands on deck.
Well, Paul, I know you got a lot of stuff going on, but I never met a poobah before. Okay, maybe not necessarily poobah. I'll get it right. Grand Night
Yes.
of the Knights of Columbus.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Well, enjoy your weekend. This is a
Thank
big
you.
weekend for you guys, and whenever you see the Knights of Columbus doing something, please help them out because everything they do, they turn around and help out a lot of charitable organizations.
Yes.
Paul, thanks so much for the time.
You're welcome. Thank you
Appreciate
very much.
it. Enjoy the weekend.